Hello and welcome to the Art Coach. Art Coach is an AI tool to help artists create new work by generating exercises and creative prompts based on curated art texts. The Art Coach will help analyse the artist's responses to the exercise and generate some follow-on exercise ideas, further ideas. The technologies we used were few-shot prompting, we used image understanding, we used document understanding, we did grounding via RAG and embeddings and retrieval augmented generation, RAG. We also used vector search, vector store, vector database. I used Gemini Pro to help me write the code. Few-shot prompts were tested in Google AI Studio and a changelog was kept. Here we're generating a vanilla prompt just based on the model's training data, which we can later compare with the RAG-generated prompt. And when I say prompt in this case, I mean the artist prompt, the artist exercise. Apologies for any confusion there between the artist prompt, the prompt given to the artist exercise, and the prompt given to the LLM. They're two different things, but interesting, it's the same word. We're processing the texts at the moment, and you can see a lot of warnings are being generated. That's for two reasons. First of all, some of the original scans weren't the best, and secondly, the text unsurprisingly contained a lot of visual information in the form of diagrams, images, etc. Future iterations would clean up the text first of all and use image understanding to decipher the diagrams, and even present some of the diagrams in the results. But for the purposes of this exercise, what we do have, despite having some textual artifacts, shall we say, is surprisingly okay, and it demonstrates the efficacy of the process. So now we're adding the embeddings to the ChromaDB vector store collection. And there were several reasons for using direct ChromaDB, which you can read about on my blog or in the Kaggle Notebook itself. The links to the Kaggle Notebook and to my blog are available in the description down below this video. Now we're going through the retrieval process, and you can see here the textual artifacts being generated. And finally, here's the RAG LLM prompt, the final RAG prompt, which includes the context string, which I've there highlighted. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. So now you can compare the first prompt that we generated from just the LLM's prior training knowledge and the RAG generated prompt, which is quite different and very much rooted in the text. This one's about line qualities. It's stored into a variable because in future iterations there will be continuity between the follow-on exercises and the analysis and the initial prompt. At the moment, the analysis is separate to the initial prompt. Here's where the user can upload their artwork, add a note. And I have to apologise in advance for my slightly hurried example, which is something of a self-portrait. And you'll be able to see it in a moment. There it is, that's me. The LLM will now analyse the uploaded image, and it does this in a very neutral way, but future iterations could base the analysis on criteria such as feminism, formalism, various art criticism criteria, which is quite exciting and I think quite powerful. It's using Gemini 1.5 Flash again, and it's incredibly precise about what it's looking at. you'll see it's a representational drawing of a person's head. And now Gemini Flash is going to generate the final follow-on exercises for the artist. And these are rooted in the uploaded artwork. And if you read through them, you can see they genuinely are based on what has been uploaded. And they are actually quite interesting exercises. And that's the end of the functionality in the notebook, but there is a lot more ideas for different things that can be done to develop and enhance the functionality here. I've also included references to all the texts that I uploaded. Please do go have a look at them, they're all brilliant. And that's the end of my presentation for today, and thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have wonderful days.